If you look at the absolute northernmost edge of Uttarakhand, right where India meets Tibet, you find a landscape defined by extremes. This is Uttarkashi, the birthplace of India's holiest rivers. Uttarkashi's modern existence is a story of survival and relocation. For centuries, the center of this region was a town called Bharat, also known in early texts as Somyakashi or Varaha. That all ended in 1803. A massive earthquake and subsequent flooding completely obliterated Bharat, wiping it entirely off the map. The survivors had to start over. They moved away from the ruins and rebuilt their settlement at the foothills of Mount Varunavat, specifically settling on the right bank of the Bhagirathi River. For the next century and a half, this rebuilt town was governed as part of Terry. It was only on February 24, 1960, that it officially separated from Terry to become its own administrative district. That 1803 disaster drew the modern borders we see today. But to understand why this place is famously called the Kashi of the North, we have to move past the administrative history and begin climbing vertically into the Himalayas. We start at the lowest layer of our map, right down in the city center. This is the new settlement built after the flood, and it carries the heavy title of the Kashi, or Varanasi, of the north. That title comes from very specific geographic and spiritual mirrors. Both cities share a deep devotion to Lord Shiva, and the riverbanks here feature several of the exact same names found in Varanasi, most notably the Manikarnika Ghat. The centerpiece of this devotion is Uttarkashi's own Vishwanath temple. Inside sits a massive iron trishul, a trident standing between 6 and 6.25 meters tall, with a 90-centimeter circumference, marking the spiritual epicenter of the town. This dense concentration of temples and ghats grounds the district in tradition. It acts as a spiritual base camp before the geography turns extreme further up the mountain. Moving upward into the mid-altitude river valleys, we hit the true engines of the district. By following the Bhagirathi and Yamuna rivers upstream, we can trace them back to their distinct glacial origins. To the west is Yamunotri, sitting near the Bandarpunj Peak. The temple here was originally constructed by King Narendra Pratap Shah of Garhwal and later restored by Queen Gularia of Jaipur. Right next to the shrine is Suryakund, a natural geothermal hot spring. The water here boils at such high temperatures that pilgrims drop in raw rice and potatoes, cooking them to be distributed as sacred prasad. Sweeping east across the map, we reach Gangotri, perched at an elevation of 3,048 meters. The original temple structure was built in the 18th century by the Gorkha commander Amar Singh Thapa, with later renovations funded by King Madho Singh of Jaipur. Maintaining these shrines requires strict seasonal logistics. Both temples open on the day of Akshay Tritiya and lock tightly shut on Bhai Dooj. When those doors close, the harsh winters force a complete migration. The deities are placed in palanquins and carried down to lower altitudes for survival, with goddess Ganga moving to the Markandeya temple in Mukwa village. This systematic, seasonal movement between altitudes drives the entire spiritual economy of the district. Pushing past the shrines, we enter the final high-altitude layer of Uttarkashi. Up here, pilgrimage routes give way to raw nature and national security. At 4,600 meters, we hit Tapovan, often called the tip-and-top viewpoint. From this frozen meadow, the sightlines clear up to reveal 15 major peaks, dominated by the massive triangular face of the Shivling summit. Below the snowline, the terrain hides valuable natural resources. You have the sulfur-rich hot springs of Ganganani and Daharshil Valley at 2,620 meters, which is famous for its apple production. Further north into the Nalong Valley hangs Gartang Gali. This is a precarious 136-meter-long wooden bridge drilled straight into a sheer rock cliff. For centuries, merchants used this cliffside path as a direct trade route into Tibet. That connection was severed during the 1962 Indo-China War. The route was immediately militarized and shut down, remaining completely closed to civilians until 2021. At these high frontiers, the spiritual focus of the lower valleys yields to the rigid requirements of national security. Zooming all the way out, we can finally see the complete anatomy of Uttarkashi. This entire vertical landscape is drained by 4 core river systems: the Bhagirathi, the Yamuna, the Asi Ganga, and the Varun. The story of this district is defined entirely by its extreme contrasts. The people here survived total geographical destruction in 1803, only to climb higher and master some of the most unforgiving high-altitude terrain on Earth. If you're studying this region, take a screenshot of this completed map now. Truly mastering Uttarkashi requires holding both of its identities in your mind at once: its deep, ancient reflection of Varanasi below, and its fierce Himalayan geography above.
ऐसे ही और दिलचस्प ऐतिहासिक वीडियोस देखने के लिए हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन दबाएं।